Dun, 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 Beast. I'm, I'm sorry. Gary Glitter recalled to jail 1 month after his release. The man is in and out, uncontrollable. The man just can't control himself. The disgraced singer was released from prison on license last month after serving 8 years of his 16-year sentence. At the time, a spokesperson for the Ministry of Justice said his license conditions were some of the strictest. For any of you that don't know, Gary Glitter was a very famous musician. He was in a band. You've heard the song. See this? See when Joker's dancing on the stairs? That's the Gary Glitter song. And then it turned out that he was a great big raging nonce. Basically, it went on holiday to Thailand a lot. Went on a few little soirees in Southeast Asia, which I'm sure you know. If you know, you know. Gary Glitter is being recalled to jail for breaking his license conditions. The 78-year-old was released on license last month after serving half of his 16-year sentence for sexually abusing 3 schoolgirls. A probation service spokesperson said, "Protecting the public is our number one priority. That's why we set tough license conditions, and when offenders breach them, we don't hesitate to return them to custody." Glitter, whose real name is Paul Gadd, had a string of chart hits in the 1970s. He was convicted and jailed in 2015 for the historical sex attacks. He attacked 2 girls aged 12 and 13 after inviting them backstage to his dressing room and isolating them from their mothers. In 1973, the singer crept into the bed of his third victim, a girl who was under 10 at the time, in an attempt to... the allegations came to light when he became the first person to be arrested under Operation U-Tree, which, I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't exactly a surprise, was it? Like, when Gary Glitter got caught, everyone went, oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Like, because it was like a known thing. Like, he destroyed his career and everything like that. So, yeah, not a surprise. The investigation launched by the Metropolitan Police in the wake of the Jimmy Savile scandal. On his release in February, a Minister of Justice spokesperson said that offenders like Glitter are closely monitored by both the police and probation service. They face some of the strictest licence conditions, including being fitted with a GPS tag, the spokesperson said. If the offender breaches these conditions at any point, they can go back behind bars. We've already introduced tougher sentences for the worst offenders and ended the automatic halfway release for serious crimes. A day after his release, a group of protesters were understood to have gathered outside the bail hostel in which Glitter was placed after leaving HMP The Verne, a low-security Category C jail in Portland, Dorset. They demanded he be removed from the hostel, which is in a residential area, with one man attempting to scale the fence. I mean, if I lived in that area, I wouldn't want him there either. No, get them out. There was an incident where I live, where a house was given to a man, and it was later revealed that this man had a certain criminal history. 6 hours later, he was out the village. It's amazing what you can achieve when the community all comes together and no one snitches. Yeah, he's alive. He's alive. I had nothing to do with it. I want to make that clear. I had nothing to do with it, right? I was just a casual observer. He's alive. If the police had got there 15 minutes later, he wouldn't be. He's alive. A Hampshire police spokesperson said at the time that no arrests were made and the situation was resolved. Richard Scorer, head of the abuse law team at Slater and Gordon, which represents one of Glitter's victims, said his release was particularly distressing and traumatic for those he attacked. Is that it? Is that the end of the article? It doesn't even tell you why he went back in. All right, okay. Well, he's back in jail a month after his release. Don't know what he done, but I'm going to bet it was a little bit nonsense. You know, I'm just going to go out there and assume. You know what they say. I think in Gary Glitter's case, it's safe to assume because he was already in jail over in Thailand for doing the exact same thing, and then he came back to Britain. And then the British police were like, "Oh, hey man, we didn't tell you, but we've been looking for you." And he basically was in jail in Thailand, came back to Britain, and then get flung straight into jail here. But yeah, Gary Glitter is a little bit of a dark patch in British history because he was, by the way, he was friends with Jimmy Savile as well, and they were investigating anyone that was connected with him because they were all in on it. Operation U Tree was a great thing. It was great, even though all it did was really offer up sacrificial goats to direct our attention away from the real ones.